Hi guys, good morning. Trust that these devotions has been an encouragement to you and you have learned from these locked up kids. Our final lockdown person we want to learn from this day is Esther. Yes, you know her as Queen Esther. Her Jewish name was Hadassah, which meant beautiful one. She came to Persia as an exile from Judah, an orphan as well. Because of her beauty, her uncle allowed her to enter a beauty competition to be queen. But unlike all the other contestants, her beauty was not just skin deep. She was also beautiful on the inside. You see, as a Jew, she had a relationship with Jehovah. She feared God and loved him very much. The Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 31, it says, charm is deceptive and beauty doesn't last, but the woman or the person who fears the Lord will be praised. So even as we think of our lockdown situation here right now, we are constantly wearing masks. Nobody can look at our handsome or pretty faces. We could hardly even groom ourselves or dress up. So, what do our peers even see? What can they even tell us about how we look? What will stand out most in these times is your character. Whether you have been loving and gentle, caring, and have you been kind to them. That's what is going to stand out. Esther was one of those persons that had good character. And the test of character comes out when we are under much pressure. Esther was constantly under pressure. She was locked up in a palace. She could not reveal her identity. There was restrictions on what she could do, what she could not, where she could go, and all of these things were constantly bombarding Esther. She was not even familiar with the customs. She had to learn that all over again. Yet she didn't throw tantrums. She didn't get frustrated. She didn't disobey the orders that were given to her. Actually, the Bible says of her that she pleased Haggai, the servant that was placed over her, and she obtained favor of the king and all those she came in contact with. She became queen. Esther, thirdly, used her influence to help others. Can God depend upon you through this lockdown to use your influence on your peers and your friends for good? Esther was now queen of Persia and heard that there was a plot to wipe out all the Jews from the land of Shusha. She was in a position to help her people. Actually, that's the reason God would have placed her there. And there are sometimes we are placed in situations so that we can let our light shine. But being queen, she could have been selfish and says, you know what? I will be fine. Nobody knew who I am anyway. But instead, she chose to risk her life to go to the king uninvited, which was a dangerous thing. Her famous words were, if I perish, I perish, but I'm going to see the king. And using her influence, with God's help, she was able to save her people from total destruction. Let me ask the question. What are you doing with the influence you have on social media, with your friends and your followings? You have a wonderful opportunity to share Jesus and not to take all the likes for yourself and the conversations for yourself. Text in, text something about Jesus. Share your testimony. You can be like Esther and save their lives from the destruction to come. Remember, you are